Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Corey Carter, and I'm giving an informative speech on the stigma surrounding mental illness, specifically in the African American community. For those who have mental illness, the internal struggle to live a normal life is never ending. This battle is even more agonizing when your friends and family are not supportive. In some cases, they see your mental illness, in some cases, in this case, anxiety and depression, as a personal problem. You're not focusing enough, you're overreacting, things along that nature. And that isn't necessarily helping. That just makes things worse a lot of the time. And I will be addressing how this affects African Americans as a whole and how we came about to this state and things along that nature. What led us to this mindset where you're not tough enough, in this case, like when you're not tough enough, you're overreacting, things along that nature. That tough, thick skin mindset that I call just deal with it stems from what happened to us 400 years ago during racism. My bad, not racism, during the time of slavery. See, the thing is, we were forced to deal with a great deal of pain and hardship doing manual labor for 16, 20 hours a day, like all the time, being whipped, treated like less than human, treated like animals. It was it was dehumanizing. It was crazy, and we develop a mindset to where you just had to have thick skin. You had to just deal with it in order to get through to the next day, because if you didn't, you would just break down. You wouldn't be able to live. And in my case, in like my head, I would much rather just grow a thicker skin than have to suffer through that every single day. Now, something that also was the impact is that slave masters dehumanized us as African Americans. They made us feel like nothing at all. Like they used every little thing to pin us against each other, to make us hate each other, things of that nature, just to mess with us and just to make us less likely to rebel. Now, the thing now to get I digress. To get back to that point, unfortunately, our ancestors had to develop that mindset because that was the only way to survive. That's all we could do. Now, the thing is, the the mindset is just deal with it. Forces us to normalize our pain, it makes it seem less threatening when in reality it sometimes is much more painful than most physical pain. I myself have struggled with this mindset plenty of times in the past and even now. Within the African American community, there are many individuals who prefer turn to religion rather than going to a medical doctor. Even during times of slavery, religion was the only sanctuary for slaves. A belief the belief that has stood the test of time. Now, the thing is that this doesn't necessarily help. We're just putting the problem off. We're not addressing the problem. It's best to go to a doctor and to talk to an actual doctor about like what's happening with you, what's wrong with you, what type of feelings you have, because just holding it in, acting like it's not there, doesn't fix it. It just makes it worse. It just bottles it up. In conclusion, I have discovered that the link between the stigma associated with mental illness and actively seeking help. Furthermore, this link between mental illness and actively seeking help has been shaped by their past, specifically slavery. Just as numerous slaves accepted their roles, numerous African Americans just been taught to deal with the pain. All right, guys, that's the end of my informative speech. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.